Okay, so it's Let's Talk with Mikey TV Dowling. This is my first professional podcast with the great Mark Poynton. Nice to see you again, Mark.
Nice to see you, pal.
And I've known Mark for a little while. We support with some of my charity dues, golfing days. Well, I probably caddied for him. But yeah, he's a great man. And I'd just like to reach out to say thank you to our sponsor, Mabel Fox Interiors. You find them on mabelfox.com, and they basically change people's houses into places they want to love. So thank you for Mabel Fox. Please look them up. We're going to start now at the beginning. So, to everyone, who is Mark Poynton really behind the chef's jacket?
So I am a father of four, a 16-year-old, a 13-year-old, a 3-year-old and an 11-week-old baby today. I'm a family man. Been married to my wife for 11 years. I work harder than most people you'll ever meet. I own 2 restaurants. I play golf. I get about 5 minutes a week to myself to sleep. That's about it in a nutshell.
And you fit a podcasting as well.
I fit a podcasting, yeah. I fit a podcasting for you.
This hasn't been easy getting hold of Mark, because
No.
I know how busy he is, so it's really a privilege to be in your restaurant as well today, yeah.
Yeah, that's me in a nutshell, really. I'm just a good, honest, hard-working man from the north of England who tries to do well.
Yeah. Did you always know that cooking was going to be your path then?
God, no. No. I grew up in the northwest of England in a little council estate called the Lake in Chester. And a lot, like all kids in the 80s, growing up, I wanted to be a football player. I played football to quite a high standard with my mates. We won the league every year, the cup, the Cheshire Cup, and played against teams in Manchester. I grew up at the same time as people like Danny Murphy and Michael Owen. We all played in the same leagues at that time. And as with all kids in the 80s and 90s, as you get to 14, 15, we all got drawn in by drink and going out and having fun and all that sort of stuff. Because the 80s and 90s was a good, vibrant time,
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
yeah.
And
I remember it just a little bit.
well, yeah, I'm a bit older than you.
Yeah.
I needed some money to help fund going out the weekend with my friends and stuff like that. So my friend's mum, Christine, she was a housekeeper in a hotel in city centre Chester. And she said to me, we've got jobs going as a waiter. So at the age of 14, 15, I got a job as a waiter.
Yeah.
Still wanted to be a football player, but obviously wasn't very good. And became a waiter for a year, was quite good at that, earned quite a lot of money. Dropped out of school without doing my GCSEs. And saw the chefs having the time of their lives, or what I thought they were having the time of their lives. As a waiter, we were serving breakfast and lunch and dinner, working 12, 14, 15-hour days. And in this hotel, this is not like most kitchens, but this hotel, the chef started at 10, had a break at 2, went to the pub for 3-4 pints, started at 6, finished at 10 and went back to the pub. And I thought, you know what, that's a good fucking life. Do you know what I mean? That's a good life. You get paid to do that.
Yeah.
So I approached the chef and said, any chance you can be a chef? He's like, yeah, of course you can. You can be an apprentice and you can start on £75 a week. Bear in mind, I was earning like £500 a week as a waiter. I was like,
So you were back step.
yeah, massive back step, yeah. And I became the lowest of the low in the kitchen just before my 16th birthday, which was 30 years ago.
So was that proper cooking then, was it? Or was it?
Yeah, no, it was proper cooking, fresh food, proper cooking. The old French style of a la carte, duck à l'orange and whole fish on the bone and like big buffets with like whole salmons and all that fancy stuff you used to see in the, I suppose in the 80s and 90s in big hotels, because it was a big hotel, 200 bedrooms, was feeding sometimes 300-400 people a day. It'd be busy and it was good, and I didn't really think much of it other than it was good fun. And then the chef said to me, he said, you're actually quite good at this, you should think about doing this for a living.
Yeah.
And I didn't really think much of it. He moved jobs to a big country house hotel in Macclesfield, well, a little village called Potts Wrigley. Big country house hotel with a golf club, loads of like beautiful surroundings. Like I think it was like 150 acres of land. It was amazing.
Yeah. Well, did he live on site as well? Did he?
Yeah, and he was like, "Come with me, come work with me. You can take a step up." So I went there.
What an opportunity!
Yeah, moved out.
And how old did you then?
17.
Wow, what an opportunity!
Yeah, moved out home. Went to work 70, 80 miles away from where my parents were. And then obviously then you get a bit more of a bug for it, don't you? You know, the more higher you go up, the more money you earn and all that sort of stuff.
But more responsibilities.
More responsibilities, more of a lifestyle as well, because Macclesfield is very close to Manchester.
Yeah.
So going out, going places like Hacienda and all those nice clubs in the 90s and stuff. And that's where it really started for me. It was a great career progression. Bear in mind, I was only 17, 18, 19 when I was there.
Yeah.
And then I started to read books. Marco Pierre White was still on the scene with 3 Michelin stars. Gordon Ramsay just opened his first restaurant, Aubergine.
Yeah.
And got 1 Michelin star and then 2 Michelin stars. And then I saw an advert in what used to be the hospitality magazine called The Caterer and Hotel Keeper, I think it was. A little advert from a restaurant in Manchester called Juniper looking for a trainee chef. It was the only Michelin star restaurant in Manchester at the time.
Right.
And I went for the job, and basically the chef said, "No, you're not good enough. You're not good enough. You're not good enough."
So that was a kickback from the start, early days, really, wasn't
it?
Yeah,
it was kicking the bollocks. But he was like, "But if you want to, we don't have a pot wash. They never had a pot wash at Juniper." He's like, "Come in on your days off and wash up, and you can learn some of the skills." So that's what I did for 6 months. I went there as often as I could, washing up on my days off, trying to learn what Michelin star chefs were doing.
Well, so you got something free out of you, and you gained really in the end by what you've become of now, really.
Yeah, but after 6 months, the chef he employed instead of me quit because he couldn't handle it. So he's like, phoned me up in work.
He didn't swap for him, you doing the cooking for him doing the washing up.
No, he just left. He just left. He wasn't. I don't actually know what he's doing now, but he just left.
Do you still keep in contact with any of these people you started with?
So some of the guys from Juniper I still speak to. Not the chef Paul Kitchen. He passed away 2 years ago, sadly. Okay. But I did keep in touch with him. I still speak to the restaurant manager there all the time. Yeah. So I went to work there. I went to work there full time. It was 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Very long hours. Probably 100 hours, 110 hours.
Wow.
Earning. So this was before minimum wage. Before Tony Blair brought in minimum wage. I was earning $6,000 a year.
He'd done something good then. They brought in something.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure. It's screwing businesses at the moment. But, we'll get into that later. $6,000 a year, so £500 a week. Not enough to pay tax. Not enough to really pay my bills, but I took the job. We had 2 weeks holiday a year, and that was it. And it spent 18 months there, I think. Right. I learned amazing stuff. This was like a groundbreaking restaurant. Yeah. We were doing 20-course taster menus in the 90s and stuff like that, and it was amazing.
So was that new? Was that new then? Or...
No, restaurants did taster menus, but there wasn't that many.
Right.
Like the Fat Duck had just opened, then Heston Blumenthal. Obviously, he's always done it. But yeah, no, it was quite new. But that chef was a bit maverick as well, and he was an alcoholic. Call it what it is. He was an alcoholic. We used to have this big a la carte menu, so 7 stars, 7 main courses, 7 desserts. And then we had 2 taster menus, one for 10 courses, one for 20 courses. But the taster menus were what we called the blind taster menu. So the guests wouldn't know what they're having. Right. The chef would just make it up on the spot. So like, he'd go, check on 2 20-course taster menu. Right, the first dish is going to be roasted scallops with this, and you'd have to run around and try and find the scallops and try and find all the garnish and cook it to order, which is not a normal thing to do. No. It's quite all-encompassing and confusing and hard work, and that's what we did.
Allergies a big thing in there? No. So when you go in a restaurant, they go, "Have you got any allergies before we take you to this place?" So that didn't happen. No. So no one had allergies in them days.
No. There's a few gluten-frees and stuff, and nut allergies, but there wasn't. The veganism movement hadn't started, and all that. I'm allergic to green peppers. I'm allergic to white tomatoes. None of that nonsense existed then. Yeah. And it is nonsense. I don't mind saying that. Come at me, people who are watching this. It is nonsense, most of it. But none of that existed. But that made it really quite exciting, and because he could just come up with dishes off the top of his head, and we did a lot of weird and wonderful stuff. We served lamb with Weetabix and coffee sauce.
So breakfast and dinner in one
plate? Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And we served scallops with passion fruit. It was quite new and weird and wonderful. But because of it, we had a lot of chefs coming in. Gordon Ramsay came in out there.
Really, yeah.
Marcus Waring coming out there. And all these famous chefs now.
Did they praise the food themselves?
Yeah. Loved it. Yeah. They probably thought it was a bit weird as well, but they loved it.
Yeah.
And that 18 months I did that. And then I took a little break to work in a little hotel called Craxton Wood. Because I was a bit burnt out at the age of 21. Which you shouldn't be, but I was. I worked a lot of hours. And then Daniel Clifford at Midsummer House just got a Michelin star, his first Michelin star in 2002, I think, 2001, 2002. And he was looking for chefs. So he came down to Cambridge. On, I think it was a Monday night. Got to Cambridge about 2 o'clock in the morning. And had to be at Midsummer House for 7 o'clock the next morning for a job interview. Yeah. So got the job there. Did an interview, got the job. And I spent 9.5 years with Daniel, working my way up just from a normal cook to head chef, from 1 Michelin star to 2 Michelin stars, all the guides, Daniel won on Great British Menu and Master Chef and all that sort of stuff, and we became what was probably the best restaurant outside of that little London bubble, I suppose, at the time.
Yeah. Okay.
Midsummer House, massive and still is massive and still amazing.
On the map, and it still is on the map, isn't it?
People, 2 Michelin stars for 25 years now, I think.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So you've sort of touched on it. What was your child like growing up?
Normal council estate, northwest, growing up in the Maggie Thatcher period of, stealing our milk off us and all that sort of stuff. But it was good fun. We close-knit community, 3 brothers, normal childhood, watching football, going out, trying not to get in trouble or trying not to get caught getting in trouble.
Did you do a little bit of boxing as an amateur, would you?
No, we did bits and bobs. We all did everything growing up. We played football, we did. Because it was a council estate, they tried to keep the kids off the streets. So there was youth club, which associated that. There was boxing clubs, which associated to that.
Which is not a lot of that going on now.
No, it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. It is a shame.
But it was a good childhood. We didn't eat well. My mum and dad both worked, but didn't earn a lot of money. I don't think I'd eaten fresh fish, other than fish and chips, until I was 17. I'd never eaten steak until I was working in hotels, and never seen lobsters or prawns or any of that stuff.
You never went without.
Never went without, but
that's what he was used to, I suppose. Wasn't it?
Casseroles and stews and roast dinners and fish fingers and chips.
Stuff I love.
Stuff I still eat and give my kids. But it was good, humble upbringing,
Yeah. I think you've also mentioned this. Who inspired you early on? I suppose it was when you started at the hotel with her.
Yeah, my first chef, Ian McDowell, definitely. Still speak to him now. And then my first Michelin star chef, Paul Kitchen, who said, like you said, passed away, but he was groundbreaking. Yeah. And Daniel still does. Daniel Clifford still does to a certain degree. Yeah. Still speak to him quite often. But I think anybody who can start a business, any business, and make it work inspires me, because it's not easy, it's hard, you have to put in hours. Yeah. That's what inspires me now. You've got to discipline yourself, haven't you? I mean, I should be more disciplined in my own business, but I should be more disciplined. So I need to take a bit of advice from you, really. But as long as you keep focused, and there is some rocky roads, isn't there, as you know. But, you've got to be selfish. To run a business, you've got to be selfish.
Yeah.
You've got to be... Yeah. You got to put everything before it, especially when you're in the business. When you're outside the business, obviously you need to look after your family and stuff. But when you're in the business, you have to be so single-minded that this is the most important thing, and this is, this is what I'm going to do to make it work. Yeah, but it pays off, and your family see that. It's actually paid off. Them days when they haven't seen you very much, or them weekends when you're stuck in the kitchen or ordering, and etc. etc. It's not, especially at the Shepherd's, it's not just a restaurant and bar. They've got rooms here as well. It's a big business, isn't it? Big business. Vegetable garden needs to be looked after, which I look after myself. And it's forever going. We close 3 days a week, but there's still stuff to do 3 days when we're closed. Yeah. Bills need to be paid, orders need to be done, and taxman. Taxman. Yeah, I forgot about him. So, why did you start your own business? I mean, you worked for people for years and years and years. What made you say, right, this is my turn now? So, when I left Alimentum, I was a shareholder in Alimentum, but I wanted my own restaurant, my own brand? Brand and identity, really, because Alimentum was started before I got part ownership, and I wanted, my own identity. I wanted to do it for myself, my own ideas, my own food, even more so, and I wanted it to be me rather than an extension of someone else. So hence the reason my name is in both restaurants as well, so people understand it's about me. And also I wanted to make money for myself instead of other people, because at Alimentum and Midsummer House and Juniper, I'm making money to make other people better off. It's like I haven't made a penny since, but it's hard. I think it's hard to open a business and to do something for yourself, and a lot of people will have the comfort of working for someone. It's easy to work for someone because you get a wage at the end of every month. No, it's not much responsibility. No, exactly. And I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it, and I can. I'm still here 6 years later with 2 now, so it's that giving myself. Taking the plunge is difficult, and I wanted to take the plunge and see how hard it was, and it is hard, and it's still hard. It's going to get harder. Yeah. But we're here, still here. The Michelin star journey. So most people don't even get one. No. But Mark's managed to achieve 2. I mean, that's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, so I got a Michelin star twice.
Yeah.
Hopefully 3 times at some point in the future will be nice.
Is that your aim now? Is it?
I think we're cooking good enough food here at the Shepherd's. Obviously, we've got a Michelin star in Norwich at Caister Hall.
Yeah, can I mention that? Yeah.
But hopefully we'll get one here as well at some point because the food's the same. It's delicious. It's good. It's everything we want it to be.
Yeah.
So we're at that level. But there's only 2,500 Michelin star restaurants in the world. And that's why a lot of people don't know where it is. And to put that into context, if you look on TripAdvisor, there's 600 eateries in Cambridge alone.
Yeah.
So to think 2,500 Michelin star restaurants only in the world, it's
It's
less than 1%.
1%. Well done.
Yeah, so
And he's got 2.
Yeah.
So what does it actually take to earn a Michelin star? I mean, you don't just do one meal and go, right, that's lovely. There's more to it. So what is...
You have to be good. Obviously, you've got to be good. And, not to slag off other restaurants, but people think they're good at what they do, but they don't look outside their own little box or their own bubble. And you have to be disciplined in understanding that what you do is only the best that you can do on the day. You're always going to improve. You're always going to get better. And to chase that Michelin star dream and journey, you have to constantly want to evolve and get better. But while doing that, you've got to be as consistent as possible.
Consistency, definitely, yeah.
Consistency is the key, which obviously goes back to the discipline thing.
Yeah.
But you have to, whatever level you're cooking at, you have to buy the best produce you can buy and treat it with the most respect.
Yeah.
Cook it well, make sure it's seasoned properly, and then serve it. And that's all it takes to get a Michelin star, which sounds really simple.
So why isn't everyone doing that then? Why aren't they just following your example by getting the best stuff they can get?
People don't understand. People want to buy cheap stuff and sell it at a high price.
Yeah. Because
they want to make money.
And it doesn't work.
Doesn't work. Well, it does work. They're probably making money, but they're serving crap food, and the reason lots of restaurants and pubs are closing is because they don't understand what they're doing. You have to want to better yourself, like I said already. And going to Booker's and buying a chicken is not the same as going to a farm and buying a herb-fed chicken, which costs you 25-30 quid.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Of course. Yeah. Where were you when you found out you get your first Michelin star?
So my first one was in 2012-13 when I was at Alimentum, and back then Michelin Guide was a little bit different to how it is now. So we go to now, for example, I got Michelin star at Caister Hall last year, 25.
Yeah.
And now you get invited to a big award ceremony, but you only get invited if you've got a Michelin star, if you might be getting a Michelin star, or you're getting recognised by Michelin for something else, like the Young Chef of the Year, or Mentor of the Year, or Cocktail List of the Year, or whatever, But back in the day, 2012, they didn't. They just used to release the guide online, and the press got hold of it, and then it just went viral.
Yeah.
So when I found out, first time, I was doing a charity dinner in Rochdale for the NSPCC.
Okay.
We just managed to raise...
Good charity, yeah.
Yeah, we just managed to raise 100 grand on the night, I think it was.
Wow.
And so me and the boys went out and had a few beers, more beers than we probably should have had, vodka and what else.
Who needs an excuse, eh?
Yeah. But we got woken up in the morning by this press going viral that I'd got a Michelin star. I was still drunk and still a bit unaware.
Didn't believe it, no?
Well, no, and also as well, what had happened was Michelin themselves, they'd made the new stars live on their website. And what they were meant to be doing was meant to be testing the website, and they published it, but they took it back down half an hour later.
Oh.
But everybody had screenshotted it hadn't meant to have done, and then it had gone viral, all these new stars.
Yeah.
So, for all intents and purposes, I thought I had a star, and then it wasn't on the website, so I didn't think I had a star.
Oh, that was a bit...
Yeah.
That wasn't very nice, really, was it?
No, and then, but 7 hours later, they...
Released it.
Yeah, released it. It's the same as what had been released before, but we'd got the star. So, it's amazing.
How did it make... So, you obviously went and had a nice drink.
Yeah.
How did it make the business from where you was at to did it really increase?
Yeah, it goes... There's 2 things that happen when you get a Michelin star. People want to slate you because they believe you're not as good as what Michelin state.
Right.
It's their own prerogative.
I suppose you've had that.
Yeah, I don't care. It's their prerogative. They can do what they want.
Yeah.
And to put that in perspective, I was number 1 on TripAdvisor at the time at Alimentum, and about a week later I went down to number 50 because everyone slated me because I had a Michelin star.
Jealousy.
100%,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
But also your bookings go tenfold.
Your prices go up a little bit?
No, we didn't put the price up for 2 years, and we still haven't in Norwich either.
Right.
Because we get a Michelin star for what you do, not what you're going to do.
Yeah.
So if you put your prices up, it's a bit of a false economy.
Yeah, okay. I get
But
that,
just from a revenue point of view, at Alimentum we was doing about 24 to 30k a week turnover, and then we went to 50k a week turnover.
Wow.
Instantly.
Big jump.
Yeah, big jump. And the only thing that rivaled that was when we went on Great British Menu a year later.
Yeah.
So we jumped and then went on Great British Menu and then we jumped again because everyone has this perception that, you know, they've got to eat there because they've seen it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's a question we'll be coming to you very
Yeah.
soon. Did the success change your life at all?
No.
No, it didn't change you as a person.
No, not at all. I'm still an arsehole.
He isn't actually, to be honest.
No, not at all. It's you become part of an exclusive club, of course you do, and you get more opportunities.
Yeah.
I've got the opportunity to go and cook in India 6 times. I've got the opportunity to go and cook in Singapore, Ibiza, opportunity to go on telly, write my own cookbook.
Yeah, absolutely, which we'll advertise soon, yes.
But you don't, I think it doesn't change you as a person, it just gives you more opportunities to develop and grow, I suppose.
Was there ever a time in your life, perhaps we going back from when you started off washing up and stuff like that, was there never a time thinking, I'm never going to get a Michelin star? Was they probably weren't around so much then, was they, when you started?
No, so when I started, there wasn't as many, I don't think.
Yeah.
It's probably less than 50 across the whole of
Was
the
that
UK.
definitely your goal though?
No.
No?
No,
No,
not until I went to work for Daniel Clifford, really.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, at some point I'd like to emulate this and get my own Michelin star.
Yeah.
And then when I went to Alimentum and became a shareholder and owner in it,
Yeah.
he was like, do you know what? I think we can do this, and, you know, just pushed hard. And
Yeah.
my first...
Was it something you looked up to? Or you was good as each other with the cooking?
Yeah, we cook different ways.
Different ways,
styles.
okay, yeah.
Daniel's one of the best chefs in the country, no doubt in that, you know. And
Yeah.
I believe I'm a good cook, he's a good cook, and,
Yeah.
you know, I don't... It's a weird thing. It is a weird thing, and, you know, we're on a podcast and talk about podcasts. One of my regulars in Norwich is Jake Humphrey, who has the High Performance podcast.
Okay.
And last time he was in for dinner, I was talking to him about it. He's like, well, you know, what makes you a Michelin star chef against somebody else? You know, is it a God-given talent? And it's not. And this is my own belief, you know, people might think it's nonsense. I don't believe anybody's born with any God-given talent other than being able to walk, breathe, talk, eat, and go to the toilet. You know, you know, people work hard to achieve anything. If you take Ronaldo, he trains harder than, let's take it, a Cambridge United player.
Okay, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Famous artists, they draw and paint more often than somebody who paints at home.
Yeah.
Somebody who plays music, they practice. Noel Gallagher, he practices guitar a lot more than, you know,
a pub band.
a pub band. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
It's the same for me. I practice cooking more than your normal pub chef who just microwaves crap food. You know what I mean? It's like that's all.
Food,
No, that's all it is. Do you know what I mean? It's like I work harder than your normal person. That's all it is. I don't.
So when people sleep and you're working, if you like.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't believe that, you know, Gordon Ramsay's necessarily a better chef than me. He just works fucking harder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He does, you know, and you can't take that away from him. That's why he's worth millions and millions of pounds.
Yeah, and Gordon Ramsay, he started off as a footballer, didn't he?
Yeah, for Rangers.
He played for Rangers. Did he have an injury?
Let's not talk about that.
I'm
I'm a Celtic fan.
He's a Celtic fan. I'm more a Celtic fan than a Rangers fan. So here we are. So he started football. Let's get into the kitchen life. What is it really like in a professional kitchen? Because I mean, you see these TV where, for instance, Gordon Ramsay shouting at everyone, and I imagine he's sort of entitled to because he is good. Yeah,
but he's good, and it's his business and his money.
Yes, of course, yeah. So that's what he's protecting, if you like. Yeah. So what is it like inside your kitchen?
Not like that. It used to be. It used to be. I used to be like good. But the thing is, you have to remember, like in the 80s and 90s when I grew up, and then 90s when I went into the kitchen, there wasn't so many workers' rights.
Right.
So, and you know, you've worked on building sites and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's the same, you know. There's banter and shouting if you don't do things right.
And there's bullying.
And bullying, of course, yeah. No, that was prevalent in the 90s and early 2000s in kitchens as well, and I was part of that. You know, I definitely shouted at people more aggressively than I should have done and called people names I shouldn't have done.
Is it because you was taught like that?
Yeah, and I had the pressure of running my own business as well.
Yeah.
And making sure I earned money, and you take things personally.
Yeah.
But now I've realised that you can't do that because it's obviously times have changed. But you can't do it because you don't keep staff and you don't get consistent and you don't, you know, having discipline is not shouting at people, you know. And
I think you having respect.
Yeah.
And the chefs you've got here, I've met them briefly, your chefs. You can see the respect they have for you.
Yeah.
because they're working for someone who's got 2 Michelin stars.
Yeah, and also
That must encourage them massively.
Well, yeah, and it encourages them to learn, and also as well, it's like, you know, they're all adults. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't.
They're not children, are they?
No, you don't go into. You don't
No.
employ children. You're not
No.
allowed anymore. But you don't. And you have to understand it's hard. It's still hard work. And the guys, we open 4 days a week. They're still working 60 or 70 hours over 4 days a week.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
But I like to think it's a good work-life balance because they get 3 days off.
Yeah.
They get 5 weeks a year when we close, 2 weeks at Christmas, 2 weeks in August, and a week at
Okay.
Easter. And you know, there's perks of working in restaurants. You get to eat and try good food. You get discounts in other restaurants. You get free champagne when you go to other restaurants, and you know,
Wow.
all those sort of
Even
stuff.
your staff,
Yeah,
they get the same treatment. Yeah. So, how important is it to have discipline in the kitchen?
It's as important as having discipline in life. If you don't get up in the morning and make your bed, and you know, all these things that. Don't want to slag people off. All these things that kids don't do nowadays. You know, I've got 4 kids. You've got a daughter. If you don't get up in the morning, go to the toilet, brush your teeth, make your bed, get dressed, have breakfast, that's discipline. And you know, if you can't be disciplined to do that, you're never going to be disciplined in life.
Yeah.
And a kitchen's the same way. You've got to come in and be disciplined in the same way as you are in life. It's vitally important. You know,
They do say if you don't make your bed in the morning, it's not a good start to the day.
No, you're getting into bed with a.
It's not
Crappy
good.
bread,
Yeah, apparently
you know,
it's not a positive
it's-
start today. I should
it's
learn
a-
a little bit
yeah,
from
yeah,
that.
you should,
And my
that's
partner will say the same thing. She comes around about 3 o'clock and makes it. But anyway, so I need to get better. Have you ever had a kitchen disaster?
Probably the worst thing that ever happened to me. It relates to the discipline thing. Like, you do a lunch service, then you have to clean the whole kitchen because you know environmental health. You clean the whole kitchen, and then you start again. So one time in some house, we'd had a busy, fully booked lunch. It was like a Thursday or something like that, and we come to clean the kitchen. And you know, part of cleaning the kitchen, you have to scrub the stoves. The stove's burning at 500-600 degrees. But you still need to make sure they're clean.
Absolutely, yeah.
We had this pork stock cooking for this duck liver dish we had on, and me and this lad Johnny had to take the pork stock off the stove while it was hot and boiling, pop it onto the floor, and then clean the stove. Bearing in mind, I was Daniel's head chef at this point, so I was his number 2, and Daniel was sick, like really sick at the time, so he wasn't in work. So I said to Johnny, I said, right, after 3, lift, drop it onto the floor. He went, yes, chef. 1, 2, and he lifted the stock pot, and it went straight over my hand, all the way up my arm, and burnt my whole arm.
Wow.
Yeah, so it blistered straight away. Agony like you can't believe. I ended up going to hospital that day. They took, I think it was like a pint or 2 pints of liquid out of the burn at the time.
Wow.
And sent me home with...
Put straight back in the pot, I suppose.
yeah. Sent me home with morphine. Took the morphine and I went back into the kitchen next day because Daniel was sick. And the kitchen still needed to run. So I tried to work. It was actually this hand, it's my right hand, and I'm right-handed, so I don't know why I'm pointing at that hand. I was trying to work, and I phoned Daniel and said, listen, I need to go to hospital again because this is no good. So Daniel came in and ended up going to hospital again, and they ended up getting admitted to hospital for five nights, getting on a drip, and so they could assess the damage on my hand.
Wow.
Like there was nerve damage, the whole lot. It was,
Yeah.
like, it was proper burn.
I think there's some chosen words when that happened.
Yeah, not for me, thankfully. For Johnny, he did. Yeah, and I ended up having 6 weeks off work.
Yeah.
And then when I went back to work, I had to teach myself how to do stuff left-handed as well because my hand still wasn't right for 6 months.
Exactly.
So
when you're used to using 2, you can only...
Yeah, so that was my biggest nightmare. Yeah, biggest nightmare,
that sounds big enough for... Yeah, definitely. So, within business, what's harder, being a chef or running a business?
Being a boss.
Yeah.
Being a boss. The business, you know, I've got investors and business partners, so they help me run the day-to-day business, which is always good.
Yeah.
And I employ accountants and all that. You know, I call businesses own. So a lot of that hassle is taken away. You know, I still need to run the invoices and do payroll and all the day-to-day stuff, which is hard from somebody who never did a GCSE, you know. So
yes, you actually left school with no qualifications whatsoever.
I'm street smart. I've got loads of common sense, you know, and I've got a great memory. I'm good at pub quizzes, but you know, I can do maths and I can write, but I'm not, you know, I'm not an academic.
No.
So that's quite difficult, and cooking can be quite difficult. I find it quite easy, but it can be quite difficult.
Yeah, definitely.
But managing people's hard because, you know, take this, you know, in the Ancient Shepherds, take this business, I employ 6 or 7 people, depending on the day. And that's 6 different personalities, 6 different, all individuals, and managing that.
Yeah.
The way they work, you have to manage that, you know. One person might be feeling ill or a bit down. Someone's dog might have died. You know, someone like last week cut their finger. Managing all those expectations on a daily basis is the hardest thing, and it's draining because you have to try and maintain yourself above 6 different people.
Because you're taking on a lot of their weights as well, aren't you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And we have to. I'm sure you're a brilliant chef in the kitchen as well, but you've got to adjust to their lives as well.
Yeah.
You are part of their life. They spend 60, 70 hours a week in your hands, if you like. So, so I can imagine. So,
you have to know everything about them. You know, the wife's name, the girlfriend's names, the boyfriend's names.
Who they split up with.
Yeah, the kids. You know, what extracurricular activities they do on the days off, you know, just to make sure you're not getting screwed over.
What's your biggest business mistake? Oh, you might not have had one. I don't know.
Opening one.
Well, that's fair enough.
It's not easy. In the current climate, it's really, really hard. I got the keys to the Shepherds in first lockdown. Which was difficult, you know. I got opened the business when you weren't allowed to open.
Because you were doing cooking from delivering food, wasn't you? If I remember
rightly?
rightly?
Delivering food from here because I got the keys. I had a kitchen. I was refurbishing the whole place.
School, wasn't it? You called it a school, did you?
Cambridge Cookery School.
Cookery School,
did stuff from that, and it was hard. And opening any business is hard, as you know. I don't think you make mistakes in business, or you know. If you take all your money out of the business, it's a mistake. If you don't pay the tax man, it's a mistake. You know, we all make day-to-day mistakes like paying people late and stuff. You know, I know we say we don't, but we do. We don't purposely do it. Yeah,
we
of
are
course.
humans. You know,
I don't think I have any specific mistake. You know, I could say people I've employed, and you know, I've employed people that have stolen from me and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but it's not a mistake.
That hurts.
Yeah, it hurts, but it's something you learn from, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And just punch them in the face when you see them on the street.
Well, exactly. So Mark's a good puncher and a good chef. So. What advice would you give to someone to open their own first restaurant?
Don't rush into it.
No.
Get your experience. Make sure you understand what cash flow is and a profit and loss sheet. Cooking is only part of it. There's so many nuances in running a business. You have to making sure you have enough cash in your business that you can run it for 3 months is probably the biggest thing you can tell anybody, and you don't understand that. If your business needs 30 grand a month to break even, make sure you've got 90 grand in your bank. Because for your first couple of months, you ain't going to make a penny.
No, I've been in the same situation as well. Bit in different, obviously, different industry, but you've got to be in front, haven't you?
You've got to be in front. You've got to be in front. I don't think you can open a business on a shoestring because you can't do it. You can't do it.
What's the loneliest part of success?
Jealousy. Everybody thinks.
Have you been jealous?
No, I'm not that sort of person. You know, it's easy for me to say I'm humble because people, you know, everyone thinks they're humble. I don't give a fuck what other people are doing, and I'm sorry for swearing, but it's as honest as can be. I don't care about what other people do in their own life. I only care about what I do. I care that my friends are happy, and my family's happy, and you know, people around me are successful. Life's too short to be jealous, but there's a lot of people that are jealous, and they try and put you down. And that makes your life quite lonely because you second guess it. You think, why? What have I done to you? And I've done nothing other than be good and successful.
I genuinely think they're lonely people, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. You know, and people think, oh, you're lucky because you've got 2 restaurants, you've got Michelin. I'm not lucky. I work fucking hard, and that's the thing that people are jealous of.
Do you think you'll have any more restaurants? Do you think?
Not at the moment, because hospitality is absolutely on its
And where would you put it? You've got to find the right place. We're going back a bit, but we've got to find the location.
Yeah, it's got to be location, and we need to wait until we get out of this hole that we're in as a country and as Europe.
Will we? Do you think we will?
Of course we will. We've done before.
Yeah.
Like I said, you know, I started in cooking when in the 90s, when labour was good.
Yeah.
The country was prosperous.
Yeah.
And then we had the recession the financial crash in 2007, whenever it was.
Yeah.
The country was fucked, you know.
Yeah,
and we got out of it. And
Yeah.
we got better. And then we just, you know, through 14 years of austerity, through the Tories, we managed to fuck ourselves again. So, you know, we'll get out of it. We'll get out of it.
We're used to getting out of holes,
we'll
aren't we?
get out of it. We always do.
What has failure? You must have had some failure. What's it taught you in life? If you had any failures, it doesn't have to be business. It could be anything.
No, business is the easiest one to talk about. I lost a Michelin star at Alimentum as well. So I got a Michelin star and I lost a Michelin star.
Right. How does that work? How long do you keep? Once you get Michelin star, that is yours forever in a way.
No, not at all. You get reassessed every year. So people think about Michelin stars as being Oscars. They're not. They're not like Oscars at all. When you get an Oscar, that's yours for life.
Yeah.
You only get assessed once on that film or whatever, and then you get to keep that. Have a Michelin star, you get inspected all year, every year, and basically you get awarded a star every year. Yeah. You don't keep it; you get awarded.
Do you know they're coming to Are they just completely...
Just normal people.
Yeah.
Well, they're not normal people. They work for Michelin, obviously, and there's not many of them. But but also with doing that, if you don't keep your standards and your consistency and your discipline, you lose it, and that's what happened to me.
Because they couldn't look at it as a lucky day when you got it, couldn't they?
Well, exactly, yeah.
And then the next week you're the worst restaurant in the world, but luckily you've built that.
But thankfully they come multiple times, you know.
Assess you over.
Yeah, over a period. And obviously the year they took it away from me at Alimentum, I wasn't good enough. And, you know, I didn't think at the time I wasn't good enough, but with reflection and, you know, I failed. I failed my team, I failed my business, I failed, you know, so...
But you strived again
to
get what you wanted again. Well, too.
Learn from your mistakes.
Yeah. I'm going to talk about your book, which is a lovely book. I mean, it's the best quality book I've seen, and I believe this is the River Cam, isn't it? It's River Cam. It's a lovely texture, and it's just food. It's just food. It's just food. So I will put a link in the description below, and you can. Obviously, Mark does sell these, and he will sign them, I believe, and get them out to you. So we'll put a link below. But I'm going to ask you some questions about the book, which I haven't read yet, to be honest with you. But I just like the feel of it, and I just wanted to meet him again, so I had to go and buy it. Yeah. So that is So why did you decide to write a book? And I know you've written several as well, haven't you?
So I've been in several books. I've done recipes for a lot of books, and I've written forwards for other people. I've got a recipe in a Star Trek book, of all things.
How did that come about then?
Well, the Star Trek one was a bit weird. So a friend of mine, his wife is the #1 selling Star Trek novelist in the UK. And she was writing a book about Dr. Spock, I think it was. And in one of the films, he does this sort of like bean casserole. It's quite famous, apparently. I'm not into Star Trek.
Not me.
So she said to me, can you come up with a recipe based on this scene? I was like, yeah, of course I can. So I wrote the recipe, and now it's in one of the best-selling Star Trek books around the world.
So if you like Star Trek, look out for this recipe,
and then my book, that came around. So I did a dinner with a friend of mine called Luke Tipping, whose restaurant just closed, unfortunately, Simpsons in Birmingham. And there's a guy taking photographs there called Andy Richardson. And he owns a publishing company called Away With Media, who is my publisher now.
Yeah.
And he saw the food I was serving at this dinner and approached me then, and this was 10 years ago, and he said, I love your food, you should write a cookbook. I'm like, no, I can't be asked.
Yeah.
I don't know enough, do you know what I mean? I'm 46 now, I was like 36 at the time, like, I don't know enough, I'm 36, what am I writing a cookbook for? He's like, no, you should do it. And he chased me every year.
For 10 years?
For 10 years.
Yeah, wow.
And in lockdown, when I bought this place, he was like, do you want to do it? And I thought, do you know what? We're closed. Got a lot of free time on my hands. I'll do it. So yeah, in the first lockdown, I wrote a cookbook.
So how long did it take you to write?
About 6 months.
Well, that's not too bad.
Yeah,
it's not too bad how thick it is. That's not too bad.
About 6 months with nothing to do.
Yeah.
You know, if I had to do that now, it'd take a year probably.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And it was an interesting process.
Yeah.
Not difficult, but I've written everything down I've ever done anyway. So I've always written stuff down.
You like a biog.
Yeah, and I've got all my recipes from when I was a first chef and all that sort of stuff. So I had stuff to go back to and look at.
Yeah. Was writing the book emotional at all?
No, not really. It was nice. It's nice to look back on stuff you've done and remember like recipes I've done with Paul Kitchen and Daniel Clifford, and there's some simple recipes in there like casseroles and curries and simple soups. So it was nice to look back on those simpler things as well as the more complicated things as well. You know, so it was good. Yeah, it was good reflection on life. And would I do another one? Probably not.
Well, he's got another 10 years to persuade you, I suppose, isn't he? So, does the title "It's Just Food" have a deeper meaning?
Yeah.
Could you elaborate?
Yeah, it's the thing is right. So it goes to a customer thing, and I've said it since I opened my first restaurant, Alimentum. You know, customers come to you and do that. They always blow smoke up your arse in anything you do, you know. Obviously, there's people that don't like what you do, but fuck them, I don't care about them.
No. Insignificant.
Yeah, you listen to them for the critique, but that doesn't matter. It's like you learn from that, as with everything. But when people blow smoke up your arse, say it's amazing, it's the best thing you should do. You should go MasterChef, you should do this. It's but it's just food. You know, and that, I used to always say it's just food.
Yeah.
And they're like,
it's what you do with it.
Yeah, and they're like, well, it's not just food. I'm like, it is. You come to have dinner, fundamentally you eat because you're hungry, you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's the meaning of it, you know, it's just food. Yeah, it's fancy food, and it's, you know, there's recipes in there that take 3 days to make.
Wow. But
fundamentally, it is just food. Yeah. It's like, it's trying to get people to understand, yeah, it's fancy, and what we do is fancy. People come here and spend 150, 160 quid, or whatever, do you know what I mean? But
do you think Jamie Oliver's a bit like that? Because he made things quite simple. You might have your different takes, but...
Yeah, I think so. And Gordon Ramsay and all those people, they understand that fundamentally, all we're trying to do is give people an experience of having dinner. You know, you don't have dinner at home and then go out for dinner at a restaurant.
No.
Because you wouldn't be hungry. You go to dinner at a restaurant because you're hungry.
Yeah.
So, I want to make it the best experience possible, but I have to understand they're still coming for dinner because they're hungry. So that's where it just relates back to that. You know.
How long does it take? Just put one menu on you. Probably three. Is it 3 or 4 dishes?
So we've got our smallest menu is 3 courses, which is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 plates of food.
How long does that take to eat? Civilised. If you've eaten civilised, you're not eating the Big Mac and chips, have you?
Yeah, probably an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Right, okay.
And then the biggest menu in Cambridge is 7 courses, in Norwich is 8 courses.
Right.
Talking probably 2.5 to 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a long stretch.
Yeah, and that's the thing, that's why the experience comes from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it goes back to the same thing, it is just food, you know, you're eating because you're hungry.
Yeah.
We give the experience with that. And but it relates to everything. It relates to the service, to the wine, to the drink, to the way you went to the car park and walked through the garden where the broad beans growing, the tomatoes growing, all the plants, the smells.
Yes, experience. Yeah. From start to finish. And parking your car, look around. As soon as we parked the car, look around and thought, this is nice.
Yeah.
It's
And
nice.
yeah.
You know, you've got rooms to stay here.
Yeah, you stay and you got the experience afterwards of having your breakfast delivered to your room in the morning. And all
is it cooked breakfast in the mornings?
It's a continental breakfast of fresh pastries, our own yoghurt and compots from fruit from the gardens and from when we forage and stuff like that.
Yeah. The most famous person you've ever cooked for?
The most famous person I ever was, I didn't cook for her, but I served her. And it was when I was a waiter when I was 16, was Princess Diana.
Wow, what a lovely lady.
Yeah, it was the Duke of Grosvenor, whoever he is, the Duke of Grosvenor. He owned Grosvenor House Estate in Chester. Basically owns whole of Chester and most of Mayfair and London and stuff.
So you served her dishes?
I served her dishes. Her one part of that family were getting married, and Princess Diana was quite friendly with them, so we served her as a waiter. So that's the most famous.
Did you speak to her at all? Or did she speak
probably,
to you?
I can't remember. Yeah, I met her twice. When I was at school, I met her as well. That's all schools do. We knitted blankets for Dr. Bernardo's, and she came to the school and collected them. And both times she was absolutely lovely. As you'd imagine, she would have been. She was lovely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Most famous I ever cooked for was probably Victoria and David Beckham.
Oh, wow. Tell me a little bit about that.
In the hotel I went to work at afterwards as a chef. There's a golf course, and quite a lot of Man United players used to come and play golf. Beckham was not a golfer, but him and...
Pretty good footballer though, wasn't
he? He's alright, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was, him and Victoria and I think it was Victoria's sister, came to the hotel for lunch in the bar. I didn't get to speak to them, but I cooked for them, me specifically, because they had sandwiches and I was on the sandwich, sandwich chef basically. Yeah. And it was weird because she ordered a lamb kofta pitta. And we didn't know at the time she was vegetarian. And once we sent it out, I'd made it, and the executive chef checked it. Yeah, oh, lovely, well done, blah, blah, blah. Went out, 5 minutes later, come back. Had lamb in it, and she sent it back. It's just like,
there we are.
You can't believe, you can't make it up, can you?
You heard it from the horse's mouth. He's not lying, he's a little bit simple.
Yeah.
The weirdest food request you've ever had?
There's 2 stories. There's one wasn't a request, one was one thing I had to eat. But the request was... And it wasn't weird in the fact that it was weird. It was weird in the fact of the way it came about. So when I first got a Michelin star, I did a pop-up restaurant in London for 3 weeks at the Landmark Hotel. Big, amazing 5-star hotel. You know, suites are about £1,000 a night and stuff like that. So we had all these famous people and rich people. Thierry Henry was staying there.
Oh, right.
He was in the process of moving house and he was staying there. And Chris Eubank was staying there. So all these people eat my food every night. This couple from the Middle East were also staying there. And they wanted, I don't know, they wanted halal or something like that. But they wanted to eat in my restaurant, which was taste the menu only. Which was like 150 quid a night, do you know what I mean? And they wanted just to eat they wanted the experience of eating it. But I was like, I can't cook you halal food. They went, we don't care, just get us halal food and we'll pay the price. Thankfully, the chef team there knew where to get this amazing halal food from, and it was Birmingham. So we're in Marylebone in London, and the best halal food, pre-packed, was from this little delicatessen in Birmingham.
How long would that be? Because you probably get it from around the corner now, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, this was 2013,
right, okay.
But you could get around the corner, but it wasn't very good apparently.
Right, okay.
So they sent a taxi from Marylebone to Birmingham to pick up all this food for them, for me to stick in a microwave, to put the microwave containers on a plate, for them to eat.
Yeah.
They paid for the taxis, £150 per person for me to do it,
Yeah.
and that's it.
All right.
Bizarre.
Well, that is pretty
yeah.
strange request, if you like.
But the worst, I suppose, also, I went on a trip to Finland, and a chef trip, like a sort of like a research and development trip with some of the chefs, and we went to this old lady's house in the middle of. It was January, so most of the lakes in Finland were frozen, and we went snowmobiling over the lakes and all that sort of stuff. And then we stopped at this little house, which was a smokery, and she served us bear that her husband had shot in the forest that day.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fucking disgusting.
I thought you were going to say, it was absolutely lovely.
No,
I went back there. No, you didn't.
It tasted of absolute crap.
Well, that was my next question. What food can't you stand? So bear is
No,
the
so
one.
bears. I imagine bear cooked well would be nice. What food can I stand? Honey. I can't stand honey.
Honey, really?
Yeah, it smells like
So
catfish.
okay. So if you come to Mark's restaurant, there's no honey.
There's not honey in the restaurants now.
No. But people use it a lot, don't they? In
They
food.
they do because it's the natural sugar, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you want to get away from manufactured sugars, you can use honey.
Yeah.
If I have a recipe that would use honey, I use maple syrup instead.
So honey, is that going back as a kid where you was forced to eat honey and toast or something?
No, I never. I didn't try it until how old was I? Probably 22. When I first tried honey, I just couldn't stand it. The moment I'd opened the jar, like I said, it smelled like cat's piss. I was like, fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Tried it many times since. Local honey that people have given me from meadows and stuff, which meant to taste amazing. Just can't stand it. Can't stand it.
So what is your guilty pleasure? What do you like?
I love Chicago town little pizzas. Pepperoni pizzas that take about 10 minutes to cook.
They're doing a deal at Iceland. So that's why chefs go to Iceland, not mums.
Yeah, and that's
you like that really, yeah?
So like tonight.
You come around mine for dinner. I'll cook you dinner.
Tonight I'm at Caister Hall for service, and I'll probably get back home about 1:30 in the morning when I've driven back from Norwich.
Yeah.
And I'll stick 2 pizzas in the oven.
Do you get a takeaway every now and then?
Sometimes, fish and chips, or there's a nice Indian restaurant where we live in Newmarket. We go there as well.
Okay, I'm going to just ask you. It's not actually this round, but I haven't mentioned about your wife. I've met your wife in different places and stuff. With you naturally, not on my own.
Hope so.
I love you, lady. She comes across. Apart from her bringing up your family, how is she supportive in your business?
Oh, massively. Well, she lets me do it, which is the most important thing.
Yeah.
She's a nurse. She's currently on maternity leave, but she's a nurse, so she's got a demanding job as well. But she understands that it takes 2 people to make any business work. You know, and her supporting me, like being able to work a lot of hours, also being able to do stuff on my days off.
Yeah.
Like I said to you before we start recording, next week I'm in Scotland on Wednesday and Thursday.
Wow.
So I'm leaving my wife and the kids to their own devices for 2 days. Then I get back on Friday morning, and then Saturday I'm cooking a whole cow for 400 people.
Wow. So
without the support of someone to look after the family, I wouldn't be able to do that sort of stuff.
Absolutely. It would be impossible, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Right, I'm going to move to a few quick fire questions, and then we'll finish off this interview, which I really enjoyed doing, and it is my first, so I'm quite pleased. Yeah, it wasn't as hard as I thought, to be honest. Right, first question: favourite meal?
There's a couple, if I'm allowed.
Sure, we can let that happen.
Not the first. You can say no in the future, can't you? So 2, Alain Ducasse in Paris, 3 Michelin star chef. He is the most Michelin star chef in the world. Yeah. Got greeted at the door, welcome back, Mr. Poynton. Hadn't been there for 10 years. Welcome back. Champagne on the house. Yeah. Hospitality was amazing.
Do you get recognised?
Yes. Yeah,
now?
Yeah, still.
Yeah, that's well. Don't expect you not to.
No, but it becomes normal. Yeah. I'm not famous.
I tell everyone he's my mate, and they're like, "He's your mate, is he?" I said, "Yeah, we're like that."
Yeah. That's the thing. I'm not famous. Like I'm not Gordon Ramsay. Not famous, but I get recognised in restaurants and stuff. But it's cool. Yeah. But Alain Ducasse was amazing. They took 25% off the bill. Nice. They cooked us 2 separate taster menus for the table of 4, and they gave us loads of free caviar, and it was just amazing. Wow. And then another one was on May the 25th, 2005. Quite significant date if you're a Liverpool fan. I'm not. That's when they won the European Cup in Istanbul. Right, okay. Me and Daniel Clifford went to a restaurant which doesn't exist anymore. It's called El Bulli, and it was the #1 restaurant in the world for 5 years in a row. Tasting menu only restaurant. It was only open for 6 months of the year, and it was pretty much impossible to get a table. I think they had like 50,000 seats in those 6 months they were open, and they had something like 2.5 million people trying to get a table at the restaurant. Wow. And me and Daniel went and had the kitchen table and got served 34 courses by the chef himself. every course was served to us by him. It was out of this world.
Most overrated food trend.
Strawberries dipped in chocolate at Covent Garden Market, or any of those food markets. It's fucking nonsense because then that strawberries never in season.
Yeah, strawberries.
And the chocolate's crap. It's like you wouldn't do it. That bubble tea stuff that's come over from China. It's tapioca and tea. It's
what is it?
not,
Do they not
it's
make the money they put in Market Square in Cambridge?
Oh, it's absolute nonsense.
Yeah.
It's all that. Anything you see on TikTok is nonsense.
Your favourite chef ever?
Should probably say someone I work for, but it's not. It's a chef who's got 3 Michelin stars in London called Brett Graham. His restaurant's called the Ledbury. Everybody check it out. It's amazing.
Okay. We'll put that on the website.
He is the most humble man in the world. He's the same age as me, 46. He's got 3 Michelin stars. He has his own farm where he rears his own deers and pigs, and he's just an amazing, lovely, good-looking, handsome chef.
Yeah.
He's just got.
I should have been a chef.
Yeah. He's just done everything right, and he's reaped the rewards from it. He's just amazing. It really is amazing.
One word describe kitchen life. One word. Well, I'll give you 2 if you want.
Fucking hard.
Perfect. So you heard it.
Yeah.
That's why you got 2 Michelin stars. Best advice you've ever received? Could be from your mum. It could be from your dad. It could be from someone you work with.
There's 2.
Go on.
There's 2. Don't be a dick, and don't take it personally. And don't be a dick. It's pretty obvious, but a lot of people are. You can take that in any walk of life, with politics, with going to the pub, with anything. Just don't be a dick. Be nice. Be nice to people. And when you're working, it goes back to those days working for Daniel or Gordon Ramsay on TV or whatever. Don't take it personally, because if someone shouts at you for doing something wrong, it's not personal. They're not shouting at you because they don't like you. It's just not personal. And it's just.
That must be hard. It must have been hard to move on to thinking it's personal. Obviously, when you first started, he really hates me. But you look back and you think, no, he didn't hate me. He wanted to teach me.
Yeah, wants me to be better. He wants me to serve the best plate of food. Or even think back to when I played football and the coaches were shouting at you for mistiming the tackle. It's like, it's not being personal. They just frustration. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, well, great. So we'll just finish the interview. I would like a few things to say. Thank you very much, Mark, for inviting me to your restaurant.
Pleasure.
We are going to go and have a look at some of the areas in this restaurant and guest house accommodation. I would recommend that. When I said I haven't eaten here, I have eaten here, and it's absolutely lovely. But I didn't want to. I was trying to get another free meal. This is hard. It's like asking for a kidney. I would like to thank my sponsors, Mabel Fox Interiors, mabelfox.com. Please look them out. She's a wonderful woman. I get business through her myself, and I'm hoping to get her down here today. I'd like to promote Mark's book, which is one special book, and it's the best quality book I've ever. My granddad had passed away many years ago. He wrote 5 or 6, but this is special. It's a quality. And to finish off, as you know, Mark has got 2 Michelin stars. But I want him to present him with my little plaque, which he will obviously put the stars right behind and put this right in front. And thank Mark for joining Let's Talk with Mikey TV Dowling. I hope we'll get him on again in the future. But it's been a pleasure, Mark.
Cheers,
Thanks
pal.
very
Thank
much.
you. Cheers, mate. Thank you.